Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian and in today's awesome video we're going to be looking at 3 of the best altcoins that I'm looking to buy into now. Now as we know, some of the altcoins have been taking some great pumps while the Bitcoin is on the decline. Now we're looking at Bitcoin to retrace back to around about the 53,000 mark before we see altcoins really take their big dip in order for us to load up. But what is it we need to look at in order to invest into the altcoins to make us have them exponential gains? Well, we're not going to be looking at anything silly like 100 and 1000x, but we are going to be looking at what I see as the safe strategy in my investment. Now, again, this is not financial advice. This is just how I'm looking to invest into these altcoins. But I also want to look at where is a good buying spot and how is the altcoin trending overall? Is it in an uptrend? Is it in a downtrend? And is it likely to go to all-time highs? Well, if you want to find out more about these 3 awesome altcoins, stay tuned and let's get into the video. So before we get into today's awesome video, I have to say that anything you see, hear or choose to ignore is not financial advice. No, this bad boy is here for your educational purposes only. Now, as we know, we always like to make super gains on our altcoins and Bitcoin if we can. But we are getting to a point now where the alt season and the blow off tops are just lurking around the corner. So where do we want to get in and how do we want to position ourselves in order to take advantage of these massive gains on the top 20, 50 and 100 altcoins? Because as we know, the waterfall effect is when Bitcoin gets boring, Ethereum gets boring, and people pull the profits out of that and pump them into the altcoins, starting at the top 20, 50 and 100. So we're going to look at 3 awesome ones that I think are really primed to be investing in at the moment. Again, not financial advice. So let's jump straight into the chart and have a look at what 3 altcoins I'm looking at. Boom. So as you can see, the first one is going to come as no surprise, and that's Polygon Matic. Now, this has been doing really well since I first got into this back in last year. And Matic has been seeing great all-time highs and steady growth as well as a bit of a decline. Now, as we can see from CoinMarketCap here, Matic is taking a bit of a dump. Now, you might be saying, so why if Matic is dumping, why do we need to be looking at going into it? Because this is, as we know on Crypto Ripto, the prime opportunity for you to invest in that token. Because when I'm looking to invest in a token, I want to be buying Matic, which I think is going to trade around about $4 by the sort of beginning of next year towards kind of February time. And with it only being at $1.57 now, you can see there's a lot of growth in it. Now, I'm going to jump straight into Matic's chart, and you can see I've already traded out where I sort of want to buy into and where I've been selling. So you can see this trading channel here. If I just zoom out a little bit, where Matic's been using this as support in this trading channel and using this as resistance. And it's been consistent like this all the way back since last August. And it's sort of bounced off here, gone to all-time highs, and it still is putting an overall uptrend in, where we're getting higher highs and higher lows on the overall channel. Now, Matic in the short term on the 50-day and the 200-day moving average has gone into a downtrend. And this is prime opportunity for us. Because if you have a look at this downtrend line, we can see that Matic's coming straight back into my buy zone. And my buy zone was always around about these areas here, which was support for this kind of descending triangle. Now, as you can see, Matic held strong before it had this big pump here all the way back in October. It's held strong on numerous occasions of this support. So this is obviously no surprise why I want to choose this as my buying area and dollar cost average in when Matic hits around these prices. And as you can see, it's been falling down here since the beginning of the month quite nicely. And going in line with the overall picture, you can see this is not far away from Matic's kind of trading channel. So if I'm dollar cost averaging in and looking to buy in around about here, between here and here, you can see I'm not far away from the support bottom here, and I'm not far away from my buying area in order for Matic to go up to where I think will be great all-time highs. And I still think it'll do another 100% from its absolute top here, gradually going up over the course of the following couple of months. So this is just my view of where I see Matic. So this is why I put Matic on one altcoin to buy now, because I think Matic is its prime location where it's sort of getting to the buy box area, it's sinking down to this kind of support, and this is where we like to buy Matic. So that's my first pick. You can comment below, see what you think, whether you agree with that or not, but let me know what you think, because Matic is one I'm super bullish on, and I'm looking to buy in around about these prices here, which, just for the record, is around about the $1.40 to the $1.50 mark. So let's jump into the straight altcoin number 2, and that is Cosmos. Now, Cosmos might be new to quite a lot of you. Some people might know it and some people might not, because it's one I've been invested in for nearly a year now, and it's been doing quite steady gains. But for me, it does follow the similar pattern to the Bitcoin, to the kind of Matic. And it is in an area now where I think there's a lot more upside to go on Atom. Now, when I'm taking profits from some of my other altcoins that have done really, really well, like the Gala, the Elrond, and the Engine, you filter them profits into a waterfall effect and put them into the ones that are about in their prime, ready to pop, because obviously the profits from that are going to water the ones that are not already grown into the areas you want. Now, as you can see, it's already taken a 15% pump today, but it is still quite low at $32.56. And a lot of people are getting quite bullish on Atom. I'm seeing it a lot in the socials, and I'm seeing a lot of buzz and news around it. Now, you can do your own research and go over there and look at their websites, their socials, and see if you like this kind of altcoin, alt token, and you can buy it on KuCoin. But let's have a look at the chart and see if you agree with me that Atom is at its prime to invest in. Now, as you can see, it has, obviously, as we're doing this video, has taken a bit of a pump, and you can see it's going quite high. But before that, and obviously I can't time when I do the video, because this is literally in the last 30 minutes, and I've obviously prepped this a couple of hours before, but it was hitting my buy box really nice. And all of this here was a dollar cost average buy-in. So you're dollar costing in here, here, and here, and getting into a really good buying opportunity for this. And as you can see, again, the overall trend on this is an uptrend. It has taken a bit of a retracement from its kind of highs at $43.50. But now, if you have a look all the way back from September, we're looking at the beginning of the kind of September prices, and that is really, really good and low, because I think Atom's got some absolutely growth margin in it, because if you have a look, it's still going on a massive uptrend from where it is. We've got this kind of price target here, which is just pumped above now, but this was its all-time high back in May. So since May, and we had all that doom and gloom and the dumps, it's absolutely been hitting its bottom and growing ever since. Now, this has been a healthy retracement, because this has been growing at an exponential rate. So for me, this is sort of found its new kind of bottom area, and now we're starting to look at Atom growing into a stage where it'll get back in its trading channel here, and I'll look for it to bust out of this kind of all-time high and high resistance here. Now, if I just quickly put on a trend line, you can see that this is still in a massive overall uptrend, because if you see, if we go a bit tighter here, from these ones here to here to here, you can see it's absolutely, it is prime buying opportunity in my opinion, because I'm trying to pick out alt tokens, altcoins that are relatively safe, bounce back quick from negative news, negative pullbacks. You see here a pullback, bounce back quick, a pullback here, which was the doom and gloom. It didn't fall much lower than this and gradually grind its way out. But if you have a look, again, leave in the comments below, if you're following this trend line on the bottom here of where all this price chart action is down here, you can see that it is absolutely at its kind of support low area, and it's bounced nicely here. So if I get in, which I have done already, getting at them around here, and I have loaded up on this, is I put my money where my mouth is, I've loaded up in this dollar cost average box here. Soon as this 250-day moving average turns into an uptrend, we're going to see Atom pump up and start testing these all-time highs of 42, 43 again, which is another $10 from here, which is, you know, for me will be absolutely phenomenal, because I still think this is going to reach around about the $55 mark easily before the bull run is over. And that, from just this buy box here, would be around about 100%, which for me, on something that's a steady upcoin, it's not a meme or shite coin where you're doing thousands of percent, it's still a safe as you can be an investment, in my opinion. Now, I'm being conservative at 55. I mean, a lot of people are calling Atom at $100, but for me, I like to be conservative because I want a steady growth of doubling my money in the next quarter. So I'm looking at the next quarter, next 3 months from now till sort of like the end of February, to double my money on my investments, which will not be bad on a 3 months kind of return. But again, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet to give you just the core information of how I'm seeing these alt tokens grow. Now, I wanted to give you the bigger picture because although we're seeing, you can see here, although we're seeing a downward spiral at the moment, if we zoom out, the bigger picture, it is actually still in an uptrend. And this is why I've chose this one, because again, like Matic, is hit its buy zone, is absolutely at its kind of support, ready to pump up and go to the kind of upsides. I'm going to go into the third, and what's been one of my absolutely portfolio saviors is VRA. Now, a lot of you know about VRA and know about Veracity token because I've covered it on the channel quite a lot. But the reason I'm putting this in is because for me, it bounces back so quick. It's one of them tokens that whenever there's a dip, whenever there's a crash, whenever there's a bit of bad news, it'll dip like any others because no altcoin or token's immune, but it recovers so well and so quick that it has been a portfolio savior on not one, not two, but 3 occasions of mine. VRA has absolutely gave me phenomenal gains, and I have to give it credit that it's accounted to over probably 40% of my whole portfolio profit is come from Veracity token, buying it way back then. Now again, this has been coming right down and crashing, and we're going to go into the price chart token action, and as you can see, it's in a downwards trend. The 250-day moving average across, and it is in a downwards trend, hitting against this kind of resistance, but again, as we say, going nicely into our buy box. Now the buy box is here because, as you know, I covered this on the channel not so long ago, and we were looking at the areas around here where it was coming in. We thought this was going to be its trading channel, and it smashed through it. So because it smashed through this trading channel here from this kind of resistance, that it then turned into support, but not for long, which smashed through and went back into like higher highs, is absolutely phenomenal. So that's why we're looking at VRA to cover an absolute mammoth amount of ground. Now, you can be cautious, you can be conservative or reserved, but for me, soon as VRA, which nearly tickled it around here, hits this buy box, which is derived from all this price chart action here and this price chart action here, that I'm not going to lie, I sold out my VRA probably around about this area here. So I did sell it out at around about just over 8, and now it's sinking down to around about 6, which I think will go down to about 5. And this for me is an absolute must on my own personal portfolio, because VRA always bounce back quick. It's got a lot of, you have a look at the volume that gets traded on this, it's always high, ultra volume, high volume, ultra high volume. There's a lot of volume that gets traded in VRA. So for me, it's a must have in your portfolio. When buying it low and selling it high is quite, I wouldn't say easy, but it's a lot easier to judge this kind of token than it is a lot of the others, because you know, for me, it always bounces back well. It has a dump, bounces back, dump, bounces back, and you can see here that once it hits its low point, which was all the way down here, it just shoots up to the moon. Hits its low point again, I'm expecting it to shoot up to the moon and follow this upward trend again, like all the others are having. You could even pull it from all the way down here if you wanted to, but we'll go conservative here. You can see since it's been on the rise, it's still on a massive uptrend. And this is a prime location where this will come down, it'll bounce either off this one or here, and it'll start turning this into an uptrend and shooting up to higher highs in the altcoin, alt token blow off top or season. But again, leave your comment below what you think on VRA. It's made a lot of people rich already. I think it's going to make a lot more people more rich, but these are more conservative tokens. Again, I'll do a video on more risky ones that I'll look into. But for now, I want to steady myself and position myself in the best possibility I can, again, to double my money in the next 3 months. So with that being said, they are my top 3 picks. If you want a token or altcoin or anything covering below, let me know, because I would love to cover whatever token you think or kind of altcoin you think is really good. I'll have a look into it and see what I think. But for now, have a look at these 3. Again, not financial advice. Put them on your radar. It's important. Put them on your portfolio, because I think to steady yourself in a good position. And remember, on Ripto, we're not gambling, we're investing. So we're looking for strong early positions to watch our kind of altcoins, alt tokens grow, because this is the trouble with people in the crypto space at the moment. People want to get rich, but they don't want to get rich slow, and they end up getting burnt. So we want to position ourselves, steady ourselves, front run the market, and get in there as early as I can. The charts are looking juicy, the tokens are looking juicy, so let's all try and pump and get these investments in together. But as always, we say on Ripto, trade safe, trade smart, and don't get wrecked.